Good morning, peoples. August the 20th. So bright and beautiful. I wouldn't say sunshiny. It's still the rainy season here, which I at first, like a month ago, I'm like, oh, it's raining. Great. We need the rain. It's been so hot, in April and May. I'm glad it's raining in June. This was. It cleans the streets. It breaks the heat. It helps the crops grow. Yeah, rain, baby. Now in August, I'm like, stop friggin' raining. Anyway, hey, it's the rainy season. It is what it is. Oh, do we see a little nipple there? There you go. Hate to tease you all like that. Hate to get you all excited and distracted from the message, but I had to readjust my giant ass in my seat. All right, August 20th. Remember that the faults of humankind are pretty evenly distributed among all of us. There you go. A little honesty goes a long way. Except me, I'm perfect, of course, and as you can see, in every way. Absolutely no flaws or faults here. Why can we so easily overlook in ourselves the faults we are quick to spot in others? It is easy to be objective when it comes to criticizing our friends, family members, and business associates, or the other political party. Oh, zing, gotcha. But it's far more difficult to be honest about our own shortcomings. Amen. Only when we recognize that we are all human with the same faults and failings do we begin to develop that wonderful quality of tolerance that enables us to accept others as they are and ask nothing in return. Replacing fault finding with good finding is never easy, but when you become one who always compliments instead of criticizes, you become the kind of friend we would all like to have. Aw, kumbaya. Where's the acoustic guitar? Seriously, if you all know anybody, I'm a sarcastic asshole, right? So I'm a very polarizing figure. And when I was younger and had a lot more rough edges, yeah, there's more rough edges than there are to me now, believe it or not. Back when I was in my 20s, I had a chip on my shoulders, Young, angry, don't know why. Just like Antifa doesn't know why they're angry. They just want to go burn and loot stuff, Just they're angry. They're pissed off. Why are you angry? I don't know. Exactly. Dumbass. Go back in your mommy's basement. Anywho, but there are people in this world, and the reason I'm in Thailand, and not directly, I'll explain, but there was a lady agent who came and worked for me at One Realty Corp in Jacksonville, and she was from Thailand. And that's what started the ball rolling. So I didn't meet a lady from Thailand and go, oh my God, Thailand's great. Let me pick up my entire life and go. But in meeting her, I'd never been to Thailand. And as most of you know, I worked for the government. I traveled a lot all over the world and saw all kinds of places. Some like Italy and Greece and Amsterdam, gorgeous, beautiful, great people, great food, and I picked Italy to retire in. Some absolute friggin' shitholes like Honduras and Costa Rica, Haiti. I mean, places where you really don't understand how those people are living. Well, the way they're living is they don't know any other way. This is their life. But man, you talk about helping people, and if given a chance, they need to step up. Just some of those places, I'm not Felix Unger from The Odd Couple, but I felt dirty walking through those places. It was just nasty. You get this coating of dirt and filth and squalor and poverty, and there's some nasty, nasty places in the world. So anyway, I had never been to Thailand, and yeah, they're a monarchy. They cooperate with the U.S., but they don't allow shenanigans like a lot of the other allies do, and that's probably why. But I never thought about it, just never been here. And I've been to Southeast Asia quite a bit: Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, but not Singapore, but not Thailand. And I started researching it on my phone and fell in love with the country. There's so much good stuff about it. It is clean, but they're not as industrialized as the U.S. and other large countries, which I kind of like. I like going to the market every day and the simple food and the street vendors, and the people are nice and genuine and all that. But getting back to that trigger lady, she's a friend of mine now. O. Williams and her husband Ace, who's an investor. I knew Ace first, and then he said, "Hey, my wife's getting a real estate license. I want her to hang it with your brokerage." And that's how that whole thing transpired. But indirectly, right, she was the seed, and it was because I was impressed with how nice she is. And rolling this back to today's lesson, you're like, "Oh man, the old man's really off on a rant today." It all came from she's very kind and sweet and gentle, and just like a nice person. So she never came into the office and said, "Oh man, traffic sucks today." You know what I mean? Like I would do. She just was always happy. Like in the paragraph, and she was a what did he call it? A good finder instead of a fault finder. That's exactly who that woman is. And that's what impressed me and said, "What's up with these Thai people, man?" Like, she's just so happy, and not for nothing, but I've been here 6 months or 5 months or whatever it's been since March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months, my 6th month here, and I'm loving it. I mean, it's everything I thought it would be. And yeah, it was hot in April, hot as balls. Yeah, I was sweating my ass off, so what? And, rainy season sucks. But I was here November last year, and it was beautiful, which is what they call the high season, and that's when most of the tourists come. So in Florida, high season is also the fall and winter because it's cooler down there than it is, but still warmer than it is up north. So the snowbirds, when it snows and it's 5 foot of snow and shitty weather up north, come to Florida in the winter because maybe it's 60 degrees in Florida instead of 80 or 90 like it normally is. So we get a lot of snowbirds come down and live for 3 months, 6 months in Florida. So high season, low season, it's the same thing. So what we've been going through on top of the pandemic is low season. So it's a double whammy, and that's why things have been so tight at the shop and the guest house. And I'm battling, I'm still fighting, I still got a couple of good overhand rights left to deliver. Not COVID on its ass, but really it's up to the government at this point. We won't fully recover until the government lets people come in from outside the country, which they're afraid to do because of COVID, right? They don't want a second wave like a lot of other countries have experienced. It makes sense, but at the same time, they're killing the local economy. You can see it here in Pi. And as I said, the COVID stuff in other videos I've made on this channel, the COVID stuff doesn't really make sense here because we had 5 cases the entire time, no deaths. I mean, we're very isolated up here. It's like South Dakota or Montana. It's just, there's nobody up here. It's very remote. So anyway, staying on topic, O. Williams, Sawadi. Oh, she taught me a little bit of Thai language, a little bit, very little. I still don't speak near enough, but she taught me just greetings and basic stuff. But she was a good finder. And so people like that do exist. I'm sure you all know somebody who is just always positive, always upbeat. And if you were to ask her, do you have any bad days? Do you just have days where you wake up and you're tired, or you feel like shit, or you're cranky? Probably her answer is yes, but I never would have known that because she was always had a big smile on her face, which is a big thing. They call Thailand the land of smiles, right? So she is a typical Thai, and she's always upbeat and always happy, even if inside she might not be feeling it that day. I'm sure she has struggles and problems like everybody else, but she doesn't show it on the outside. Thais are very stoic too, if you know what that word means. They don't show emotions. They don't wear emotions on their sleeve. So, good poker players. So that's it for today. Be a good finder, and what you'll find is everybody who met O liked her because she was positive and upbeat. You know what I mean? It's like you're naturally lifted up. All ships rise on a rising tide. A rising tide raises all ships, right? So when you're around somebody who's upbeat and positive, it tends to make you upbeat and positive, unless you're a total I won't go there, but you know what I mean. Like some people just, hey, if you're a curmudgeon, you're a curmudgeon, right? You're gonna stay pissed no matter what. But if you're a normal person, being around a good finder will lift your spirits and make you improve your mood also. So we talked about yesterday your income being the average of the 5 people you hang around. How about you find at least one good finder to hang around, which also lifts you up emotionally as opposed to the income stuff. Do both. And we also talked about the buzz or the vibe in Yellowbird Connect. And that's the same thing. You're surrounded by a bunch of entrepreneurs who are excited to be together and networking. You can't help but get excited too. That's the vibe, the buzz I was talking about in Yellowbird. And they're doing a virtual meetup. My boy Kyle did a little comedy sketch because I don't wear shirts a lot here because it's hot, and I wake up. I'm in my pajamas, which could be a pair of shorts, could be a pair of underwear. I'm not stepping up today because it's a pair of underwear, and you really don't need to see that. And he stood up behind his desk in his pajamas and said, "Hey, we're doing this virtual meetup. You can not wear pants." Well, he was wearing pajama pants, but I got the joke. It was a funny ha-ha. So they're doing a virtual thing September 5th. If you're not tied into Yellowbird, go to Facebook, Yellowbird Connect. You absolutely, positively need to get tied into that. If you're an investor in Duval County, St. Johns County, Nassau County, anywhere around the Jacksonville metropolitan area, you need to be plugged into that group of investors. They're awesome. Pat Flynn and Kyle Pasquitz will give you what you need for free, which is the best price, right? So check out Yellowbird Connect September 5th. And that's it for today. You'll find a bunch of good finders at Yellowbird Connect, I promise.